Imagine one-stop shopping and no parking hassles. It's all right here. Sounds and Things in Trinity Square. Everything you could ever want or need, all under one roof. TV home theater systems, stereos, school supplies, bed and bath accessories, home decor items, health and beauty products, exercise equipment, baby furniture and toys, bridal, baby and housewarming registries and more. All at fantastic prices. Sounds and Things, Trinity Square Shopping Center, Eastern Avenue, the ultimate shopping experience.
Coming up next on News 27, the police department have a breakthrough in the case of the missing cocaine, and the Cayman Airways plane that was stranded in the BRAC now has a new engine, and there was a big turnout in West Bay for discussions on the Constitution.
Hi, I'm Steve Blair. In sports tonight is cricket, dominoes, track and field, and motorsports. Once again, I'll see you before the weather with John Foster. Johnny.
Thank you very much, Steve. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Foster. Well, after overnight rains last night, another warm day here in the Cayman Islands. We'll have all the weather details just a little later.
Stay with us. News 27 is next.
When you're busy on your feet, got no time, can't miss a beat. Supplejack, gonna get a boost. Supplejack, gonna get a boost. Listen, A, B, C, D, E. Easy vitamin to boost you up. Supplejack. Supplejack gets you up on your need to stay on top. Supplejack, gonna get a boost. Supplejack, gonna get a boost. Supplejack boosts you up.
When the sun is hot, we cool it. When you want your drinks ice cold, we freeze it. When your AC won't work, we service it. Mike's Ice, air conditioning and refrigeration, provides top brand names with unbeatable warranties, commercial and residential installations and maintenance, and emergency 24-hour service. Mike's Ice, air conditioning and refrigeration. You'll feel more comfortable with us.
This is Cayman 27, Grand Cayman, with you every day. News 27 is brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Cayman Airways, more flights, more often. Island Paving, we roll it on. Cayman National Bank, banking at its best. And Kirk Home Center, a great deal in store for you. From Television Center, you're watching News 27.
Good evening. With News 27, I'm Cynthia Airy. The team investigating the break-in at Central Police Station, in which 42 kilograms of cocaine were stolen, have announced that they have now recovered some of the stolen property. According to the media advisory, the cocaine was found yesterday. However, the full extent and the details of the find are unavailable. The police explained that the department are pursuing sensitive areas and the investigation is still current and ongoing. Chief Superintendent Gooding, who is responsible for the overall investigation, appointed 2 teams, both of which are headed by senior officers. One team has been assigned to investigate the crime, and the other is reviewing security arrangements at Central Police Station and other facilities of the Royal Cayman Islands Police. Both teams have undertaken thorough investigations, and the team reviewing security are examining many aspects, including physical security and police procedures. The review and subsequent report is not yet complete, but according to the press statement, many recommendations of security enhancements are anticipated. In other news this evening, today's meeting of the Legislative Assembly got off to a late start, but when proceedings began, debate continued on a motion calling for special relationship privileges. It was West Bay MLA Rolston Anglin's turn to debate motion 401. Calling for special privileges being sought for pastors. The motion was brought by Mrs. Juliana O'Connor Connolly, first elected member for Cayman BRAC, and that motion states that the confidentiality between a pastor and church member is often not viewed as sufficient grounds for immunity. Mrs. O'Connor Connolly alleges that there is public interest for the legislation being passed and calls for a select committee to consider appropriate legislation. In his presentation, Mr. Anglin's view was one of the details as he compared Christian citizenship rules to some illegal activities, not in standing with biblical doctrine. He also mentioned one book of church discipline, which states that pastors should not promise absolute confidentiality to a confidant. In other news from the Legislative Assembly, the motion brought by Badentown MLA Gilbert McLean seeking public access to the deliberations of statutory boards passed unanimously through the Parliament on Monday afternoon, but not before the motion was watered down with an amendment. The Attorney General, Mr. David Ballantyne, requested that the public access should be granted only after the government has considered the implications. The portfolio of legal affairs is now being tasked with undertaking a review of the relevant legislation, including the effects of the Freedom of Information legislation, which is scheduled to be drafted later in the year.
Well, I am somewhat disappointed by the amendment to the motion which I brought, asking for the public, the statutory authorities to be open to public access, which would include the individual and members of the press. This is something which every member present in the House, I think, campaigned on in as recent as November of last year on openness and transparency. And the whole idea was to provide an opportunity for this to actually be put in practice. We all know that statutory boards are the extension of government policy, and they carry out these policies, and in how they carry out the policies is where the interest of the public really comes in. The public has the right to know what is happening within these statutory boards.
The Planning Department recently sent out public advisories requesting that the public stop using the fringes of the roads to sell their vehicles because it is both illegal as well as unsightly. Landowners are also getting frustrated that people are using their private property to advertise the sale of cars, motorcycles, and even boats. According to the Planning Department, the request to remove the vehicles appears to have been ignored, and the department is now considering measures for the removal of these vehicles at the owner's expense. To avoid towing and storage charges, persons are encouraged to remove their vehicles from the roadsides and to cease using private property to sell or advertise. The aircraft that has been in the BRAC for the last week, VP-CKX, has now had a new engine fitted, and yesterday run-ups or engine tests were being conducted at the Gerard Smith International Airport in preparation for the plane's return to Grand Cayman. Engineers from both Cayman Airways and Copa, the Costa Rican company, which is under contract to do engine checks, were on hand and working on the planes. According to airport staff in the BRAC, the damaged left engine has already been air freighted to Grand Cayman, and tomorrow the engine will be leaving Cayman on a freighter for Brazil, where it will then be dismantled and analyzed at the General Electric overhaul facility. Cayman Airways spokesperson Mrs. Catherine Jackson confirmed that the plane is now back at Owen Roberts Airport. New public health fees for garbage and refuse collection went into effect on Monday. The price changes will affect condominium units, with the fee going up from $100 to $180 in areas other than the 7 Mile Beach area. Hotels and guest houses can also expect to pay more for their garbage collection. In the past, collection fees ranged from $960 for smaller guest houses to $6,600 for the big hotels. Now the prices range from $1,000 to $11,000, depending on the number of rooms. The cost of refuse collection at restaurants has also gone up slightly, with larger establishments seeing a $220 increase. The changes also affect business premises, so if you need a copy of the public health fees, you can contact the Department of the Environmental Health. It is interesting to note that the removal of animal carcasses and derelict vehicles used to be free. However, both services now attract a fee of $75 CI. If the removal of the vehicle is not done at the owner's request, for example, if the removal is an enforcement of the law, the fee is now $215. Well, coming up next on News 27, ICCI has a special guest speaker. We'll tell you all about him coming up.
When you think about saving at Foster's Food Fair, you can compare Foster's everyday low prices. Foster's Food Fair IGA has the buying power of 4,000 IGA stores, so you'll always get hometown savings. And you can see the freshness in their healthy garden fruits, vegetables, and produce. But do you ever consider the pride of the Foster's employees?
It's Foster's Food Fair, but the produce is mine.
At Foster's Food Fair, IGA, we care.
I bank with CNB because they've got a branch on my island.
I bank with CNB because they approved my small business loan here on the island.
I bank with CNB because they're looking out for Cayman's future.
I bank with
I bank with CNB.
I bank with CNB. I bank with CNB.
I bank with CNB.
Cayman Airways would like to advise the public that their regularly scheduled services are continuing to operate with leased aircraft. Customers holding reservations for travel over the next week should reconfirm with Cayman Airways or their travel agent. Again, Cayman Airways would like to advise the public that their regularly scheduled services are continuing to operate with leased aircraft.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you. We're island paving and we're rolling on. From runways to roadways, we're rolling it on. There's no job too small, there's no drive too long. We're committed to Cayman by rolling it on. We're island paving, we're rolling it on.
Well, right now, a special guest is vacationing here in Cayman. Sir Colville Norbert Young, the Governor General of Belize, dedicated some of that vacation time to act as a guest lecturer at the International College of the Cayman Islands last night. He talked about something a lot of us can relate to, the origin of British surnames. Sir Colville told the room that way back when, people used to go by just one or two first names, like John, for example. As the population grew, so did the number of Johns. People then began using devices like location, occupation, and physical characteristics to come up with the last name. So a John living by the river became John Rivers. Sir Colville Norbert Young has received numerous awards and honors and is listed in the who's who in the Commonwealth and men and women of distinction. The Constitutional Review Commissioners were out in West Bay last night getting public input on the modernization process. According to the Commission Secretary, Mrs. Paula Connolly, it was the best turnout yet, with over 100 people showing up at the West Bay Town Hall. Some of the issues under discussion last night included freedom of religion. There were suggestions from the audience that elected members must be Caymanians by birth or by descent, meaning that one or both grandparents should be Caymanian or at least one Caymanian parent. There was also a proposal that the word Caymanian should be defined. And finally, once again, it was suggested that the terms of the members of the Legislative Assembly should be limited. In financial news this evening, disappointing earnings news from companies such as AOL, Time Warner, Veridesk Software, and American Express sent U.S. stock markets lower today, with the Dow losing 36 points and the NASDAQ losing 51 points. Here's today's Schroeder Report. And for a complete list of Schroeder funds, please contact the number on your screen. And coming up later on News 27, Bible students learn about putting out fires. Find out why. But next, the police are searching for a hit-and-run driver. Maybe you can help.
And you could see some more clouds this evening. News 27 will be right back.
Trusted Cayman Drug with your family's health. But did you know we're more than a pharmacy? We also carry a full selection of cosmetics, a wide variety of gift wrap and cards, a huge selection of gift items for every occasion. But don't forget, Cayman Drug is still the best place for over-the-counter medications, vitamins, advice, and confidential prescription filling. We accept most insurance plans. Just ask. Cayman Drug, Kirk Freeport Plaza, Georgetown.
What do all these students at the Cayman Prep School have in common? They all love the delicious taste of Ribena, a healthy drink full of vitamins. Hey kids, wrap your laughing gear around a cold, frosty Ribena. Brought to you by Cayman Distributors.
The world's greatest chefs don't work in restaurants, they work here. A child's favorite playground isn't always outdoors. Sometimes it's your living room. To travel by foot through Italy, Spain, or Mexico, you don't have to travel far. You simply have to choose your tile. Paramount Carpets features over 23,000 square feet of ideas for your home. From kids-proof carpet to handmade area rugs, from hardwood floors to Italian marble tiles. You'll find it here at Paramount Carpets. First-class products, first-class service.
Make a splash with some great pool toys. Pool Patrol has inflatable boats, all kinds of floats, whirlies and sprinklers, all kinds of toys for boys and girls. Oodles of noodles, boogie boards and banana boats, even a float that turns into a tote, water volleyball, foot pumps, inflatable pools, and more. Even stuff for mom and dad, all at one incredible store, Pool Patrol Industrial Park.
Traffic officers are seeking a silver or gray Ford Escort that was involved in a motor vehicle accident at early Wednesday morning at the junction of South Church Street and Boilers Road. The accident involved two cars which collided at the junction. However, the driver of the Ford Escort failed to stop and fled the scene. Both vehicles were extensively damaged, with the Ford Escort receiving front offside damage. Any persons with information relating to this incident are asked to contact Sergeant Clive Smith at the Traffic Department on 946-6254. In other news from the police department, on Tuesday night, 6 persons were arrested for alleged offenses ranging from assault, damage to property, and possession of offensive weapons. This following a dispute between 2 families in the Boddentown area. 4 persons were conveyed to the hospital for treatment. However, they were later released from the hospital, and police have now bailed all the persons involved, pending a further investigation. And with that, we turn to Steve Blair for tonight's sports report. Anything in sports tonight for us?
Exciting sports.
Lots of sports.
Lots of sports. Dominoes, cat bolt, and cricket. Lovely cricket.
Was that a good impression?
Definitely. Well, coming up next in sports, you'll have news on the West Indies team as they get ready for the first test against Zimbabwe, the team, and more next in 2 minutes.
On-time weekly sailings, numerous port calls, and unparalleled personalized service has earned Seaboard Marine the reputation of being the premier carrier in the Caribbean and Latin America. Customers large and small receive the same outstanding care and attention, and specific needs are met with flexible service solutions, from full containers to less than container loads. Seaboard Marine, great service is what we're all about.
Reliable Industries. Call today for a full list of services for your home or office. You can rely on Reliable Industries.
To prepare our youth for the future, Scotiabank has joined Cayman 27's Computers for Kids program. Thanks to Scotiabank's support, a local primary school will receive a Young Explorer computer system. For many young children, this will be their first introduction to a computer. Not only will they learn valuable school lessons, they will also learn how to use a computer, and that just may be the most valuable lesson of all. Scotia Bank, making a difference.
Well, cricket is how we start today as the West Indies is getting ready for the first test match against Zimbabwe. Well, leg spinner Dinanath Ramnarine failed the fitness test today and will miss the test against Zimbabwe starting on Thursday. Ramnarine's place goes to left-arm spinner Neil McGarrell, and the paceman Pedro Collins was surprisingly included in the team for the first match of a two-test series. Collins was a late call-up to the squad after injuries to Cameron Cuffey and Mervyn Dillon. Although he only played once for Barbados in the last domestic season due to injury, he looked sharp in the nets on Wednesday. Collins played the last of his 3 test matches against Australia in his native Barbados in 1999. Here's the West Indies team: Chris Gale, Darren Ganga, Shivnarayan Shandapal, Ramnari Sarwan, Marlon Samuels, Carl Hooper the captain, Willie Jacobs the vice-captain, Neil McGarrell, Colin Stewart, Pedro Collins, and Ryan King. Well, catboat news now, as the Cayman Catboat Club will have a race along the Georgetown city front this Saturday. Handel Whitaker suggested the idea so that tourists would have a wonderful memory to take home with them. Nico Whitaker feels that catboat racing is exciting and that more young people should dive in and get involved. He says it's environmentally positive and also preserves our maritime heritage. The close inshore triangular course will start off Rackham's at 3 p.m. and the late start gives spectators an aesthetic progression of sails followed by the beautiful Cayman sunset. Contact H.E. Ross for more information at 946-7781. That's 946-7781 or 916-6449. Motorsports now, as the kids were also in the action last week. In the stock class group, Adrian Holness led the way, followed by George Brown and Adrian Jackson. Andrew Thompson was the best in the 5 horsepower modified category, while 2 young ladies fought for the number 2 spot. In the end, it was Shakina Bush finishing number 2, while Jessica Cribb came 3rd. And in the 100cc, Greg Barrett led the way, followed by Dave Thompson Jr. and Adrian Holness, while the dirt bike racing was won by Wade Watler, with Dwayne Cayasso and Matthew Ebanks rounding out the top finishers. Football news. Borden Town Football Club will be having a Friday night sports program for the summer. Starting this Friday and every Friday night during the summer, the club will be working with kids between the ages of 8 and 16. The program will be held at the Borden Town Civic Center starting at 7:30 p.m. and will include basketball and football and other activities. Contact Mark Scotland for more information at 916-2625. That's 916-2625-2625 for more information. How about some loving news? Domino's is back, 6 Love, in the local spotlight with the RCIP's 2nd annual Peers Domino Tournament, and it's taking place. The tournament began on the 8th of July, and the winners this past week were York Wayne Williams and Caroline Parsons. Bruce Bennett and Neville Campbell took the 2nd place, and the Domino's continues over the next 3 weeks with action this coming week at Sher Reynolds on Eastern Avenue. The following weeks will be at Club Inferno and Tropical Diner. So look out for the action this week at Sher Reynolds and call it 6 Love. I wonder how these guys, notice these guys are giving signals. I gotta find out about that, giving signals, playing dominoes. Quickly, easy to say, play number 6, huh? How about that? So there just go. Play 6 deuce. Finally, to track and field news, as 4 members of the Phoenix Athletic Club will travel to Duke University this weekend. The athletes will join more than 2,000 other age group athletes at the Russell E. Blount East Coast Invitational Track Meet. Opal Bodden, Joanna Phillips, and Perry Anglin will compete in the youth division ages 13 to 14. Opal will contest the triple jump, the 400 and the 800, while Joanna and Perry will each take part in the long jump and the high jump. Michael Letterall will compete in the discus ages 17 to 18. That's all the time for sports, but we're looking forward to a very, very big weekend. Just to remind you, there's cricket this weekend, and also there's the big Foster's Swim. So 2 very big events coming up And we should also have some softball news for you come tomorrow right here on Sports 27.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's
that
really
means
funny.
beautiful weather. Beautiful
By the way,
weather.
I have something for my
Show me all those
sportscaster
books.
friend. I picked them all up today. I'm getting ready. It's only 2 weeks away. Here's your first magazine, Steve. So I want you to read up to see who they say is the best in the professional football thing.
For the NFL,
As a matter of fact, I want you to read this little article here a little bit later on down the show after I do my
I'll take it. But
Okay.
John says one of these books says the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should win it this year.
Well, that's what they say.
I know what that means. People like Jeff Webb and all those Caymanians that love Tampa Bay.
They certainly didn't think the Baltimore Ravens were going to do it last year either. So
I bet you 5 pennies that the article he wants you to read has something to do with the Saints.
I'm not saying a thing. I'll let him read it.
Ooh, I should have bet more. All right. Well, with that, we'll take you to our break. And then coming up next, John Foster with the weather. Stay with us.
Presentations, deadlines. You need solutions that work. The Sharp Imager series from Office Pavilion. Digital copiers, printers, superior color copiers, and facsimiles. Plus, innovative software solutions right from your PC. Office Pavilion. Seasoned professionals integrating superior technology and reliable support to help you create, process, and share information faster and easier. Sharp and Office Pavilion. Connecting to tomorrow.
When you want the last roof you'll ever need, when you want to put an end to your roofing problems, when you want to let the rains pour down, the hard winds blow, and the sun shine hot, then you want a Square Deal roof. In side-by-side comparisons, Square Deal shingles keep your house cooler than any other type of shingle. Square Deal roofs are durable and come with a 50-year warranty. Our installers are factory trained and certified, and their work is guaranteed. And Square Deal also has a professional engineer to make sure your roof can withstand the toughest weather. Family owned and operated, let our Square Deal family give your family the protection you deserve.
ICCI, the International College of the Cayman Islands. A new vision, a new direction, a new team. It's your life. Make it count. Call ICCI at 947-1100 right now. That's 947-1100. The International College of the Cayman Islands. Your future's waiting. Go get it.
News 27 weather is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center.
Be protected.
Cayman Insurance Center Insurance is our middle name.
He's got the money.
Oh, yeah,
we're talking
he
about
got
these
plenty of
magazines
money.
and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Back and forth, back and forth.
We're
no
ready to go. Huh?
sports, now it's weather.
Well, I'd just like to say this. You know, we sat here last night. We talked about a little bit about, hey, it'd be nice if we had a little rain. And by golly, we had a little rain last night.
And some lightning and thunder.
I'll tell you,
Yeah,
John's
woke
happy
up this
when he's
morning
right.
with sweat. Oh, well, I'm happy. I'm happy when the good Lord blesses us with some good weather. That's what I'm happy
If the
about.
Saints are winning and we're getting good weather, all is great in John's land.
Gee, is it Friday? No, it's just Wednesday, huh? Usually I'm this way on Friday, right? Right, Sheena. It's time to do tonight's weather. We'll begin with our current conditions. That's recorded right here at Television Center. Outside is currently 87 degrees. We've got east winds blowing at 11 knots. Our barometer is at 29.97 inches and steady. Hey, we've got a humidity reading of 67%. That means the moisture's kind of gone away. And we have had some light rainfall overnight. All right, let's take a look at our weather picture of the Northwest Caribbean. Our weather picture shows thunder boomers all around us, South Florida, all across the southeast, with tropical wave movement throughout the area. That's what we had last night. And we did have some overnight rain showers, some overnight thunder boomers, but all in all, it turned out to be a pleasant evening. And we got up this morning, and the grass was happy, the plants were happy, and all the farmers were happy. A lot of tropical wave movement. You can expect some more as the week progresses. We're in this time of the year. You can always expect that this time of year. Satellite pictures indicate, though, that the clouds have basically started moved out of our area again. I'd like to show you this little moisture picking up here across the Central American Peninsula today. I'm really kind of worried about that a little bit. I don't like the way it looks. There's a big cloud buildup. Hopefully it won't move into our area of the world, the Northwest Caribbean, but we'll always keep you informed about that. Across the states today, they've got a cold front moving into the Pacific Northwest. Believe it or not, some cooler temperatures behind that. One frontal system stretching right on through the New England states. Comfortable weather across the Great Lakes. Hot and humid across the southeast with the thunder boomers kicking up all along South Florida. So if you happen to be headed in any one of that direction, if your travel plans do so, for goodness sakes, bring yourself an umbrella. You just might need it. As far as the satellite picture is concerned, you can see the clouds, the moisture building up here in South Florida, also ahead of this frontal system across the East Coast. For tonight, well, we can expect a decent night tonight, maybe a passing shower or two, low 80s, east winds 5 to 10 knots, and you can expect moderate sea conditions around 3 to 5 feet. For tomorrow, you can expect partly cloudy skies, low 90s, east winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas, and for the next 2 days, much of the same type of weather as we head towards the weekend. Headed offshore tomorrow, you can expect your sunset at 7:10, sunrise at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning for all of you early risers, 3 to 5 feet, your expected wave heights, and high tide at 8:46 p.m. and low tide at 1:55 a.m. Don't go away. News 27 will return.
KFC. Finger licking KFC. Chicken good. It's KFC. Finger licking KFC. It's KFC. We're doing it right. Finger licking KFC. Chicken good. Chicken right. It's KFC. Chicken good, chicken right. It's KFC. Finger licking good. It's KFC. Finger licking good. Finger licking good. It's KFC. We do chicken right.
Don't get stuck with unexpected bills when you service your vehicle. Vant Motors' new service menus mean you see up front exactly what you pay. Tune-up, $79.95. Wheel balance, $39.95. It's all there in black and white. Clean and adjust brakes, $49.95. AC inspection and test, $49.95. It doesn't get any simpler. But that's not all. Shuttle and towing service, genuine factory parts, certified staff, and state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment. From AC to Z-Bart, Vant Motors is your #1 in quality service.
Well, the station has been here 30 years. I've been here for the last 17. Serving this community has definitely had its ups for me. I'm proud of the station, as proud as the people make it, and they make it very so by patronizing. I'm very proud to be here serving the people. Everybody has a story to tell. The more people you see, the more these stories you hear, and as long as you're willing to serve, then you will find people to serve.
Let Markson's Furniture help make your home a true expression of your vision. From the simplest accessories to full-service furniture supply and interior design. At Markson's, everybody is treated specially. Markson's offer the latest in interior finishing from flooring to window treatments, including pleated, honeycomb, silhouette, and vertical blinds. No matter what your budget or style, Markson's will work with you to make your ideas happen. The staff at Markson's will help at every stage, from selection to supervision of installation and repairs. At Markson's Furniture, we can help make your dream home a reality.
The Church of God Prophecy is hosting its annual Vacation Bible School, and the theme this year is Jesus to the Rescue. Over 120 students are taking part, and the curriculum is covering biblical rescue events. For instance, the rescue of the 3 young Hebrew men from the fiery furnace, the Israelites from the Egyptians, and Daniel from the lion's den. To reinforce the learning of students, the church is using contemporary comparisons to get the message across. And for this reason, the school recruited the support of the fire services. Yesterday afternoon, firefighters demonstrated a rescue scenario from a smoking vehicle, and afterwards they also gave a presentation. Also, the Department of the Agriculture is inviting registered farmers from Bodentown and who want to have their land cleared by the government bulldozer to submit their request by the 30th of July. Application forms are available from the Farmers Market or the Agriculture Department in Lower Valley. Also, farmers using leased property are asked to submit a copy of their current lease agreement at the time of application. And stay with us. News 27 will continue right after this break.
Can't watch our news every day? Log on to cayman27.com.ky for up-to-the-minute news, sports, and weather when you really want to know.
Designer fashions without designer prices. That's Super Stitch. Come see what's new for brides. For work, play, or after 5. If it's hot, Super Stitch can make it. For men, suit fabric from England is in. Choose from Terraline and wool, Kid Mohair, or Super 100 wool. Hot looks, cool prices, Super Stitch. For fabrics, sewing accessories, and hot designer fashions. Visit them today in Pasadora Place.
Did you know that all incoming calls to your mobile phone are now free? That means if your brother calls to tell you all about the party, it's free. And if your mom calls and goes on about the wedding like only she can, it's free. And if your sweetheart calls, or if it's the lady down the street, it's free. And for a limited time, you can get a Nokia 5125 for just $99. So sign up for mobile service today.
It must be great being a burger, lying around, soaking up the rays. They must think they're at the beach. Take a vacation from warmed-over burgers. At Subway, our sandwiches are made hot on the spot right when you order them. Try our steak and cheese, roasted chicken breast, and Subway melt.
Take the Subway Challenge at West Shore Center, Anderson Square, or Industrial Park. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Live with pride, live strong, live with love, live with hope, live long, and be the best you can be. Oh, live well, GNC.
GNC in Queens Court. Guaranteed quality from the brands you know and the products you trust.
Wrapping our top stories. A portion of the cocaine that was stolen from Central Police Station has now been recovered by the department. Also, the plane that was stuck and became a pain in the BRAC now has a new engine and is safely back in Grand Cayman. And finally, this evening, the Constitutional Review Commissioners get lots of input when they headed to the District of West Bay last night.
Oh, I've got a birthday greeting going on tonight to Maria, and she knows who she is. Her last name is Tomlinson, better known as Cookie.
Oh.
I'll see you tomorrow, Cookie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, and also before we go, I'd just like everybody to know that these two are going to drive me crazy with football as soon as it starts.
Yes,
Magazine.
we're ready. We're getting there.
Just adds to a wonderful Sunday.
So if you could call me when it's about time to do the picks and give me good advice, I'd really appreciate it.
By the way,
Hopefully
we're pretty
I can beat
tough.
these guys.
Steve and I are pretty tough. I'll tell you the truth. Last year I won, but the year before he won. And the year before Donna won. So I mean, you got your work cut out for you, girl.
All right, I see what I can do. My goodness, I have to take some tips while you guys are gossiping amongst each other.
Yeah, you can have
Hey,
this.
just do like everybody else. Pick the right color uniform. And you'll probably be right.
I might do that, or the mascot.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, don't forget, everybody, to join into Daybreak tomorrow morning. That's at 7 o'clock right here on Cayman 27. And also, don't forget to join us tomorrow evening, because we'll be back here at 6 o'clock. But until then, thanks for joining us, everybody, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
This is for us, and the time that we share is for you, it's for me. People who care, Cayman Islands will bring it your way. News 27 with you every day.
Can't watch our news every day? Log on to cayman27.com.ky for up-to-the-minute news, sports, and weather when you really want to know.